Welcome to CATtheMinion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. I'm doing card of the day. I'm using the Marchetti Legacy deck. And I did clear and shuffle, so we're going to go ahead and get a card. I don't know why I'm out of breath. Probably because I just ran up the stairs. So, I started this reading already, and I was a couple minutes into it, and I got interrupted, and I had to go do something important. So instead of recreating where I started off or tacking onto it and having to splice a webcam video, I decided to just start over. And if the same card comes out, then I'll do the reading that way, but if not, then we'll just get a different message, because apparently that one was supposed to stay in the dreamland. Alright, so let's get a card here. Oh. Okay, now I have a pair. Oh, I have 3 of them. Okay, so this is going to be... It's going to be somewhat similar. Because I had the 9 of Swords inverted, but now we've got the Moon. So we still have this darkness, moon type of energy. So we're in Cancer, we're ruled by the moon, secrets, secretions, the dark side, nightmares, dreams, the astral plane. Ooh, I like that. The astral plane. Okay. So I have the Page of Wands inverted. So this is not a one-night stand. This is a 1 or an 11. So that's timing, perhaps. Union of opposites. And I have the High Priestess, which is also a duality card. So the High Priestess is ruled by the moon. So we have the moon, and then the High Priestess. Now the High Priestess also gives me Pisces because of the 2. But either way, we're dealing with psychic and water. So I see an owl here. Now the owls, if I could talk, the owls in Lenormand are in the Gilded Lenormand, also by Ciro Marchetti, is an alternate to the birds card, and it's bringing in information, but it's less gossipy and more more serious, right? The birds at first they lulled, but then the owls came and they serious. Okay, so I see these horns here, and I'm getting Taurus vibes. So that tells me that we're operating in tangent or conjunction with the Empress. This pentacle here tells me that there's something that's trying to manifest, and you're trying to get a hold of it. Now see this pomegranate here? And that reminds me of Persephone and Hades. So, and that would bring in Scorpio, the other part of the watery triad. Now when I see the moon, I do sense the idea of the death card, because it is deep and dark watery secrets, but it's not, it's more like scuba diving than it is drowning. And Pisces energy is more like being up in the air with it, so it's like being a cloud and having that sort of like, what are the states of matter? Gas. Pisces is gaseous. It's a Page of Wands. It's my Page of Wands. Summer and Earth of Fire, but we're inverted. It's like tossing salt on the fire. It doesn't have to be like horn dog card. It could be like, ooh, I have an idea. Like, yes, that, let me do that. But here it's like, I'm getting like lethargy and apathy. I'm just like, do I have to? Like, do I really have to? Yes, you do. So we have 11, and then we have Judgment, 20, which is fire, which is Plutonian energy, so that brings in that Scorpio essence as well. So this is a little bit drowning. Drowning in the sea of love. Little Ava Cassidy there, who died of cancer, I believe, unfortunately. Let me look at the bottom of the deck here. You know, when I was going to do this, I was like, oh, I need 3 cards, and then I did that other one and got the Nine of Swords inverted and was going to go on about the Love and Spoonful and What a Day for a Daydream, and then I got interrupted and then 3 cards came out all on their own. So we have the Ten of Swords inverted now, which is probably ideal because the idea of death card, right? Stick a fork in me, I'm done. Overkill. So you've gone from overkill to release. Ten of Swords energy. Is it Gemini? It is Gemini. The Sun in Gemini. I'm starting to learn these. So we have a Sun inverted, right? The Moon. And then Gemini, the duality, and then the air sense that I got from the cumulonimbus, aggregate, and frolicking Pisces energy. The Sun, so that's more fire energy. So what we do have here is a balance between fire and water, dark and light, masculine and feminine, again, which has been coming out, but it's a little more subtle. I got one. So I haven't got time for the pain. Get a different song. Carly Simon, here we go. Okay, here we go. Ooh, and the sun's behind it. The sun was behind that. So, all those crazy nights when I cried myself to sleep, now melodrama never makes me weep anymore. Because I haven't got time for the pain. I haven't got room for the pain. I haven't the need for the pain. Not since I've known you. You showed me how to leave myself behind. A little bit of that. How to turn down the noise in my mind. So this could also be brain static, complete inability to focus, or schizophrenia, where applicable. Suffering was the only thing that made me feel I was alive. And that's just how much it costs to survive in this world. Till you showed me how to fill my heart with love, how to open up and drink in all that white light pouring down from the heaven. Let's see. So, okay, that's all the lyrics. Okay. So that's pretty apt. Okay, so I see 10 and 11. In a world where you rush in and you're so excited and you're passionate and you're ready to go, and then it all goes tits up. That's what is that song? I don't remember which song. It's on Adam Lambert's Trespassing album. It's I overthink and drink and then I attack. So this is the overthinking. Overthinking, overindulging, overkill. If I stay in my thoughts, then I don't have to feel anything. And there's also this idea of ego, because the sun is behind it, Leo. I don't want to be weak. I want to be on top. And And again, this idea of 11, it's like, now 11 is the twin flame number, and that may or may not be applicable to your situation, but the idea is two people coming together, and it's also the idea of completion and then something else. But these cards both came in inverted. It's like your world is turned upside down. Saturn. I also get the idea of the wheel. 10, the wheel. There's fire from Jupiter energy, and then this idea of, you know, having the rug pulled out from under you. That's kind of like having the wheel chunk you in the other direction. An unfairest wheel. 1 and 1. So these together, if this was a 1 and this is 10, then you'd still get 11. But you have 2, a duality, and a new beginning stuck in there somewhere. It's like you can't turn over a new leaf. You can't turn the page in your life if you stay stuck on the same hamster wheel, doing the same shit over and over again. Now, if we put this 10 with the moon breaks down to 9. 9 and 10, the result of awakening from the depths of the pain, of the secrets, of the inner wounds, creates a shift in the Leo energy instead of being in Gemini, where you're stuck in this zone of extremes. I am winning or I am totally losing. It's like heads I win, tails you lose. And it like mitigates the ego. It humbles this you know, I'm the king of the pile energy. Like, I survive by not having feelings, by just making sure that I'm better than somebody else. Even though in my gut I know that that's wrong. And once it goes through that moon energy, that real kick in the ass, it does come out with the sun upright, Leo energy. And then we have a positive world aspect where that Saturn grindstone has opened up the universe to you. So you see all the planets here. Oh, I almost remember what that's called too. It's not Solarium, it's not Terrarium, it's something else, but I don't remember. Planetarium. Okay, so we've got 12. Now this could indicate the Hanged Man. Water energy. Neptune. Okay, so there's the High Priestess energy again. Or I mean the Piscean energy again. But I almost see it because one is up and one is down, it's like 6 to 1, half a dozen the other. It's again that duality, that like shifting of, well, I'm either winning or I'm a victim. It's never like I make mistakes and I learn from them and I apologize to people and I communicate with them when I need to. This indicates, like, this indicates to me like a little bit of talking too much, like talking over people, of, and I see it as like a duality version of the Five of Swords, that mindfuck card where it's like I have to have the last word. It's like I have to have all the words, right? My viewpoint is the only one. But here it's like either you need to talk to people, because it turns it to 0-1, one sword with taking the leap. It's this idea that when you turn the page in your life, when you turn a new leaf, when you get that clue by 4, it's like you have to express your feelings to other people. You can't just expect them to read your mind, right? It's like, well, uh, I'm not, like, you're just supposed to know how I feel. Like, I don't have to say it. You're just supposed to, you know, understand me. I don't need to be in the physical world where I have to pull up some confidence and express myself and say, like, I'm sorry, I did this dick thing to you. I really wanted to be your friend. Like, I thought I wanted you to love me, either platonically or romantically. I mean, this is, this is the only, like, emotion in here, really, aside from trauma, um, is, like, lust. It's like, how do you, it's like, I want you, but do you love them? I mean, if you're just telling them how to be in your world, there is no give and take. You don't really get to know them. If you don't speak to them and engage in conversation, then how are you going to get to know anybody? If you block your emotions with just do what I say, um, then you're not going to have any kind of relationship with people, whether it's romantic or not. It's, or even with yourself, really. But I think what's weird is that most of these cards, essentially all of these cards have to do with internal landscape. But I think it's because somebody isn't speaking. We have this concept that there should be a manifestation because there's a pentacle hanging over here between the High Priestess and the owl that's bringing in some information. It's like you need to manifest what's floating around in your head. How do you envision the world? If you want somebody to be in a relationship with you, you can't just go about daydreaming about it all day long and expect them to just magically appear in your world. It doesn't work that way. You have to put an effort in. You have to um, you have to come into inner orbit. You can't just beam somebody into your life and be like, do this, do that. This is how I want you to be. This is how I imagine it. You have to actually, like, do work and bring your inner world into the outer world without filtering it through, like, it has to be the way I want it to be, because it's never going to be. You have to take the time to do like the shadow work. Like, what is your trauma? Like, what is your inner child having a tantrum about? What needs aren't being met? And you have to at some point, like, reimagine times in your life when you were younger where you were taken from, like, gaslit and any other things along that spectrum, where something was presented to you as like, oh yes, yes, this is exciting, this is new, and then yoink, just kidding, not for you. Like a bait and switch or empty promises. So those are the kinds of things that could instigate that level of trauma, where people just sort of build this mental world and then react negatively when it doesn't come magically true. But you do have to like, reconcile your inner world, and there's lots of different ways to do that. Talk therapy, meditation, music, visualization, art projects, screaming, um, reading self-help books to some extent. There's a lot of different things to do, and you can research methods as needed. But it's like one of the best ways to do it is to sort of practice actually talking to other people. You know, it's like sort of training wheels yourself into, um, you know, practicing boundaries, making goals and sticking to them, um, expressing to people what you would like for them to happen, or saying like, well, it would really be nice if, things like that. It's not just like you over there mind what I say. Um, so hopefully that makes sense. It's a little bit long here, and I think I've said most of what's available. There's intense cancer energy now that we're in cancer season, and I do see healing of traumatized ego that's compensating for pain by being kind of I'm not say like abusive in a way, but like not intentionally false fronting. So whether you're on the receiving end or the giving end, that's something to chew on for a little bit. If you want to get a reading, you can see the complete list of readings that I offer in the description box of my infomercial video, which is going to be linked below this one. There we go. I have actual art products available. I have coloring books, merch, prints, poetry book, some other crap. All those links are going to be with the description box of my infomercial video. Or you can just email me, thecatcamebackatcamp@gmail.com, and I'll get you all the information. If you want to keep my little channel chugging along, you can hit that tip jar, paypal.me/CATtheMinion, also Cash App and Venmo, CATtheMinion. Do like, share, subscribe, comment. Check out my playlists for more card of the day, for weekend pick-a-piles, bi-weekly astrology, adventures with plastic crack, energy reports, occasional entity channelings, and one or two other things flapping around in there. And hopefully we'll see you later. Bye.